Hi, this is Judith, and this is my first time trying to film my aquariums and show you what I like to do. This is my fish aquarium, and neons and guppies and one goldfish for my granddaughter with the unicorn. That's my granddaughter as well. But it's a planted aquarium that I've done myself, and I think it came out rather nice. All the numbers are good, temperature's good, pH is good. I do water changes once or twice a week with just like maybe a quarter of the water changes twice a week, and everything's good in that tank. Now the fun tank. Whoops, this is a salt lamp. This has nothing to do with my aquariums, but I have cystic fibrosis and I need the extra salt, so we have a couple of these around the house, and because I spend so much time around my aquariums, I have a salt block right here, and it's a light that emits salt, and it's a very well, you wouldn't know it's here if you didn't know what it was. So it helps me with my cystic fibrosis. And then here comes my my snails on steroids, I call it, because some of these snails are getting so big that I'm getting a bigger tank the first of the month. So it's hard. Again, it's all planted. I have some wood there. They love to climb up on the wood. They will go climb on these leaves and go to the very end of the leaf. I don't know how they can do it. They'll go to the very end of the leaf and just sit there for a while. But I want to show you how big some of these guys are. So, to give you some idea, let's see. I'm going to put a towel down to take some of them out, and I'm going to put a dime down so we can compare the size of the dime to the size of my snail. So, I'm doing a video. Yep. This one's Big Mike. We call him. We believe it's a boy. And he's beautiful, actually. He has some gold and silver bands around the front here. And he's really a beautiful specimen. And as you can see, he's a big guy. Kind of fits right in the palm of my hand. I actually take them out and feed them by hand once in a while, so they're used to being handled. But he fits right there. And yeah, when it's feeding time and I put them in my hand and put them on their back, their mantle, which is usually out, will open, and I can see where their mouth is and everything. I put a little tiny piece of food there, and the mantle closes as they take the food up into their mouth. So it's trying to stop shaking. Hope you can see him because he's really beautiful. But I'll put him back. I'm going to put him on this because there's so many that are big. I want to show you. Let's see, this is what I mean about if you turn them on their backs, you get to see all this. So you could feed this guy. They don't all the time like to be rubbed there, but they're, like I said, they're used to being handled because I show them to my grandkids. So another beautiful specimen. Beautiful and big. So I'm going to put those right there. Let's see who else I can pull out find today. Here's another big guy. Pretty. Let's see, we'll put him up here next to Big Mike. Let's see. I have, some of them are hiding, so we'll have to just take my word for it. But I swear, these snails are doing well. I do think it's what I feed them. When I say they're on steroids, of course they're not. But I feed them turtle food. And that was on the advice of a woman who had snails, and she had big snails. I'm rummaging through the leaves here, see who I can find to bring out. And she told me there's so many nutrients in the turtle food, as well as calcium. It's loaded with calcium. No, it's not it. That's a rock. Well, these are medium sized, but I still love them all. And I had some small ones. Let's see. Who's hiding behind here? I wanted to show you my small purple one. I just got him in these really beautiful colors. But I don't want to disturb all my rocks, because I just planted this, so it'll come up really easy, and I don't want to do that. So I'll put these guys back in the water. I have a good filtration system. I have an extra air stone, and I've just bought another sponge small filter. I'm going to try that when I put these guys in their new home in the new tank. Look at this guy, isn't he huge? He's beautiful. He's so beautiful. I hope these colors come through, because he's really beautiful. So I'm just putting them back where I found them. They can go on with their whatever they were doing. I have so much fun with my snails. I love to watch them interact with each other, see who's hanging out together. I'm always trying to find which of the boys and which of the girls, but I haven't been able to do that yet. It doesn't matter to me, but I'd just like to know if they're boys or girls. I have an egg clutch right there, but I don't know why I can't seem to get one of those to come to fruition. I've got the water level low. I have the heat a little bit warmer than normal, and I feed them plenty without overfeeding. So if I get egg clutches, and I have tried leaving them there in the tank saying, let nature take its course, in which case they end up falling in the tank while I'm sleeping, and that doesn't do anybody anyway. And then I have tried making the little incubator type things that I have seen on the web, on YouTube, to help them stay moist and secure until their babies are ready. And every time the clutch gets really hard, and by waiting, by the time I crack it in half, or gently just kind of tossle it in half, there's nothing, it looks like a honeycomb inside, but there's nothing crawling around. I don't get any snails. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm putting them, the water that's in the little bowl in the bottom part of the incubator, I do have warm water in it to keep the water moist that's going up to them. I keep a little beta food, because that's really small, and a little bit of moss in case they're really hungry, and some calcium to help with their shells. That's why all my shells are good too, because they get so much calcium. Look at this pretty guy. Nope, that's a rock. There's a little one under there. I got quite a few neurites. I think they're amazing because they're all painted different colors. And to me, with my faith in God and my belief that God runs this world, it amazes me. And I am in awe that with all he has to do to run the world and the universe and take care of everybody, he has time to paint these beautiful snails. And they're all different, the neurites. So some are spotted, some are look like footballs, some are black, some are brown. I have quite a variety in my tank, which is what I wanted. I know you can't raise them in captivity, that's what somebody told me, but I like them. They keep the tank clean, and they're just so unique. There's a little suckerfish on the side. I have 2 of those in here. And that's my tank. And that's some of the stars in the tank I showed you. Well, I'm happy to share this video. I hope it gives you an idea of how enthusiastic I am about my snails, and I'd love to chat snails, or if anybody wants to text me about their snails or give me any advice, I'm more than happy to take some advice. I'm a newbie. I'm not really a newbie to just I've had the snails about a year, the big ones. I've had them since they were little. But this tank is new, the setup is new, the plants I planted just about 2 weeks ago, and they're all taking root very well. I even tied some moss around one of the branches. I tied it with fishing line, is what they told me at Aquarium Arts. And there's another place where I tied it on. It's actually attaching to that. So there's 4 or 5 places on here. I'm going to get some more so I can tie that moss right on there, and the branches will be covered with moss. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I love my snails. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day. It's Sunday. Remember that God loves you, and me too. Bye.